Hi everyone, welcome to the next part of this World of Flowers flower ribbon by Johanna Basford. I'm going to start with these large flowers today and then move on to some others. I was thinking of doing the centre in black, but I just had a quick glance across and we did one like that on the last one, so we'll do something a little bit different on this one. Maybe we'll do it in a dark sort of purpley colour. This is actually the violet number 6, and I think we'll do the centre and the little dots in that and then do something lighter for our actual petals. So let's get started. These are Staedtler pencils, by the way, and the Design Journey, but I think this number 6 comes in the Ergosofts and other sets as well. So let's make that a bit less. So what I like is if you get a bit darker on the edge, a bit lighter in the middle. This one I'm going to do slightly differently. I think I'm going to make this bit all dark in here, and then we'll put a slightly lighter bit on those little petally bits. We'll just treat them, they look slightly different, but I want them to be the same colour because they seem to be the same flower, but of course you don't have to. What I'm going to do with these is put a dark edge all the way around here and then a bit less towards the tip of each petal, and then do it again, go over a bit more, keep going over it so that it looks dark. Don't press too hard, just layer it over. And a bit more in here. We get an almost sort of textured effect. I don't know if you can really see that. And this bit I still want this colour, but I'm going to press really lightly. Now pressing lightly can be tricky. We do have a hard pencil, so that helps. Just gently kiss the paper, and you can even go a bit slower if that helps you, but then it's lighter. So we've used the same pencil, but we've got a selection of different tones through. Now these dots I want in this colour too, and I'm going to sharpen because we're going to need it sharp for these little tiny spaces. My lead's broken off a bit. I think I'll be okay. Well, I've still got a sharp bit. There we go. Now also hold your page down, because if it keeps jumping up as you colour and lift your pencil, it can make a little splodge like it did on that one. It doesn't really matter that much though, it's never going to be perfect. Nothing is, no one is, no flower is. So in fact, if it looks perfect, that's not right. That doesn't reflect nature, What is perfect? I remember when my children were born, there was something about only a very small percentage of children are born perfect. And I was like, that seems very odd, like there's a high sort of disability rate, that doesn't seem to work with what I think in my head, And yet, when I then thought about it, my one boy was born with a toe that was slightly bent under, still is, even though he's 19, it's grown that way. So he wasn't perfect, but it was fine. It didn't matter. So I think it's maybe they were referring to that sort of thing. This is 602, which is our pastel violet, and I want to make it a bit darker here by layering it up, but it is a very pale colour, so I might not be able to do that very much. If it's not dark enough here, I can go over it with maybe the lavender, but I'll see how this pans out and how it looks. It's quite a grey bluey colour really, but it's a bit different. Now you notice that I'm colouring over these circles. I thought it would be easier to do it that way, but it's fading them a little bit, so you might want to go back over them again afterwards with the violet just to sort of boost them a little bit, but it's up to you, see how you feel. I think I'm going to be lazy and not do it because this page, as it was in the last series as well, it's very much about relaxation, not doing anything too difficult, just having a bit of fun, just colouring away, enjoying yourself, relaxing, all those lovely things that we should be doing when we're colouring. Sorry, just fidgeting in my chair. Another thing you have to do is note your posture. I got a bit of a sore back today this morning, It's better now. I went for a walk and it's sorted it out. I find walking very, very good for backs, if you can, within reason. Obviously a really long walk isn't necessarily good. It was a short walk, very nice, and just sort of helped everything to straighten itself back out again, which was good. So it wasn't too painful really, it was just a bit stiff, so that was really good. So that feels better, but I'm trying to be a little bit aware today for the rest of the day of how I'm sitting so that it doesn't sort of stiffen up again. So that's why I was quite conscious to alter my seating position so that it was comfortable for my poor back. But it's fine, and as I say, it's feeling a lot better. It was quite sore at breakfast time, and it's from lying in bed, and then yeah, once I got moving around it eased, and then the walk really helped. There we go. Now, as I said, if you want it a little bit darker around here, you could use your lavender. I'm going to leave it nice and simple. Why not? Let's just leave it simple. Now we have leaves. We have this leaf here, and then we have these four here. Now I'm going to do them in the same colours, even though they're different, because I've done the flowers the same. I quite like them to be a sort of greeny blue. So I'm going to start with the sea green, which is number 38. Here we go. 38, and I'm going to use it for the lines and things. So for the outline, and just the same on all of them. So I just want it to be fairly bold, so I'm layering it up a little bit. If you watch my technique, I'm going back and forth over the same bit a little bit so that it fills it in, so we've got a nice defined line, and that says nice and easy, like that. Oh, we've got this one next, and that will help it all to look quite similar. I want it to look similar in colour, in intensity. It's quite difficult making things look exactly the same, but just giving it a go. It's not going to be perfect, so but it's all good. It's all fun. I've been looking forward to making this video actually. I enjoyed the last one, but I haven't quite, well, I obviously popped another series in between, but yesterday I was a little busy. I was trying to encourage my son to get on with some of his uni work, and I know when I'm not sitting with him he gets quite distracted. But I don't know if you can hear the loud chatting in the background. That's my husband helping him with something today. So this is 553. This is phthalo green. Husband is very good at getting him to think and explain things without doing it for him. But to sort of say, what are you trying to do here? How are you achieving it? Because he's programming, you know, that bit doesn't seem to work. What do you think might help? That sort of thing. So that's really good. I'm going to go over this bit as well. There we go. So sort of faded it to there. Now this is quite bluish, but I don't mind. I think it's really pretty. So I knew it was bluish when I picked it. It wasn't a surprise. I've got a swatch chart in front of me actually. Oh, I will link to the swatch chart for this set in the description of the video. So that you can grab it if you want to. I've got lots of swatch charts for different pencil sets that I own, available to download. It's in my Ko-fi shop. So what that means, in the Ko-fi, what you can do is you can either download it for free or you can pop in a little donation. It's up to you, depends what you can afford or what you think is good value, that sort of thing. What I do, Colour with Claire has one. And I popped her a little donation because I used to use one of her comparison charts a lot. So I thought, when she opened her Ko-fi shop, I just sent her a little thank you donation, for her thing, which was nice. And there's another person that I really love. It's not a colourist, it's not a colouring channel. India Rose Crawford. She does animations using knitted toys. It's just, it sounds a bit childish, but but it is absolutely amazing, stunning, but also so relaxing and gentle and just lovely. So hers are brilliant. So I sent her a little thing. This is 551, which is light green, and I'm hoping it will blend in with these because these are quite bluey, aren't they? And I'm going to use it for all this stemmage. Stemmage being an official word. You start using it and we can invent a new word. So I'm going to use it for all these stems. Yes, so India Rose Crawford, she's on Instagram and Facebook. And she, as I say, does these little animations that are just the most relaxing, amazing things where you just get transported off to a whimsical world, which is just delightful. And so, yeah, so I sent her a little something, but I feel like I need to give her more really because she does me so much good, you know. And she has free wallpapers in her shop. It's not a Ko-fi shop, it's Buy Me a Coffee, her shop's called. It's a similar thing. And so I downloaded a free wallpaper just to give me a little hit of relaxation when I look at my phone, and sent her some money, but I need to send her more because it's just amazing. But I've got to be budgeting, of course, as I've mentioned boringly so many times before. But what was nice is actually me and husband went out today, and usually we would spend a lot of money, but we just didn't. We spent nothing, so that's good. We can just manage to cut back on things like that. You know, this is number 4. It's orange. I'm going to do these orange. You know, rather than having a coffee out, I took a bottle of water, tap water, and he didn't bother taking anything. He just had one when we got home, and we didn't buy anything from the gift shop, and that was that. You know, we didn't buy any snacks or anything. And the place we went to, we get in for free because we're members. So we'll probably keep that membership going. But just, you know, not like normally when we go, I'm just making these bits a bit darker at the top. We have a meal there or something, and that, you know, obviously that costs, but we didn't need to. We just didn't bother. Had a lovely walk. I am going to use the 72 for these little middles. I think they would look nicer if they're a little bit darker. The 72 is called English Red, and so we're going to be doing these. So I hope you can't hear the words being said next door, because my son has a habit of using certain swear words every other word, which is okay, but you know, not ideal. Whoops. Now I think we're going to finish these before we finish. I think it would just tidy up that little section, wouldn't it? So I'm just having a think about what colours, because we've got sort of bluey purple, we've got reds and pinks and purples and oranges. So we could go blue, but it's quite similar to this. We probably should go yellow, shouldn't we? So let me be daring and do a yellow flower. I'm going to start with my darkest yellow, and this is 11, which is sand. I'm going to do it on the centres. Now the reason I'm doing a darker centre is because while we were out today, we saw some beautiful flowers, and they had darker yellow centres. I can do them all, and then lighter petals. And what did husband say they were called? Meadow, oh gosh, what were they called? They were growing in the water. They looked like buttercups, but they weren't. It wasn't a daisy, meadow. Oh, I can't remember. I don't know what all this is. I'm tempted to do this in a yellow as well. But anyway, they were very pretty, and these remind me of those. So now for the petals, I'm going to use a lighter yellow, but I need to go quite a lot lighter so that you can see it's lighter. So I'm going to actually use number 10, which is the light yellow, and hopefully it will be easy enough to see the difference. Now I'm not going to try and fade it towards the tip of the petal here because it's quite pale. I'm just going to try and block in the whole petal, make sure I don't leave any out, because I'm quite good at missing spots. I think Oh, by the way, I hope the light's okay here. It's really sunny on the desk at the moment, and so I just closed the blind, and I'm hoping that it's okay. I think it probably is. It sometimes just makes everything look a little bit grey, which is odd because the paper's cream, but the camera adjustment just makes things grey. I think I'm going to use number 57. This is our olive green. Oops. There we go. And we'll do all our foliage. So we're going to start with the stem. And this stem. And then this stem through here. There we go. Now the leaves, I'm going to make them a little bit darker at the base and then lighter at the tip, like that, and keep working through like this, and just make those tips nice and pale. I think this colour, because it's got so much yellow in it, it just goes really beautifully with the yellow flower. I'm not really sure whether I've done that right, but you know, I'm sure Johanna would say there's no right and wrong. So there we go. I think that is us done on this little section. We've gone a little bit over the 15 minutes today, but that's okay. So there we are. I hope that was okay for you. I hope you did a little bit of colouring along with me and had some fun and relaxation time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a really super day. Please like, subscribe and comment, and happy colouring.